Tattletales. Nice to have you with us. This is the end, the roundup, the last hurrah of our soap opera week. And if you've been watching, I think you've had a lot of fun. I know I have. So let's root them home, and then we got to talk about something very special. First of all, for the blue section today from Capitol, Lesley Graves and Bill Myers. Winning money for the banana section today from the young and the restless, Debra Dare and Jerry Douglas.
All right, Debra, let's get him.
Winning money for the red section today from As the World Turns, Meg Ryan and Frank Runyon.
We'll get him red.
Okay, this is our last time together, and I think you have to know that Lesley and Bill have not missed a question since they've been here. That's 18 straight questions in a row that they have not missed. I've never seen anything like it. I don't know how you're doing it.
They cheat. There's an antenna coming out of the cheat a lot.
I don't know. Maybe they've got a beeper attached to them somewhere.
There's a computer.
You're very close.
We are very close.
You can't get any closer than that.
Yes.
But let's see how you do today. Okay, we'll see if we can foul them up a little bit.
I'm gonna try.
Men, imagine that you're leaving your show.
Oh.
So your part has to be written out of the story. Would you rather move away, disappear mysteriously, or be killed? How would you like to leave your show?
Move away.
Goodbye. All right. Now, you may have a choice. I don't know why. I'm sure there are logical reasons for how you choose to have your demise. What do you think? What will Bill say, Lesley?
Be killed.
He'd rather be killed?
Yes.
Why? Since he's sure of it. Look, he's positive. Why do you think that?
Because it would give him great drama.
Yes.
It would give him, he would love it. It would be a wonderful performance.
A great death scene,
Yes,
maybe.
and it was and a wonderful exit. Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
When I left Love of Life, I ran out the door after hitting Ron Tommy on the head with a wrench, stole his car and ran into a tree, and you didn't see any of it.
Yeah,
They talked about it. They said, oh, yeah, he ran into a tree. Poor Glenn. Okay. I was in a car. It makes him look dumb, does he? Just ran right into a tree. You're going to say he's going to be killed. Here he comes. We'll see. Bill, you're leaving the show. How are you going to do it?
Well, I like things with a flair. I think I'd like to be killed.
Oh, yes, that's right.
I love you, Billy.
19 in a row. See, I wish I could have said this earlier. I didn't think of it because I should have said, you know, if you're just written out or you disappear, you can come back. You know, I didn't. I should have said that.
Who wants to do that?
You don't want to do that. Once it's gone, it's over.
Then you go
right?
do feature films.
That's right. Okay, all right. Deborah, what will Jerry say? The pressure's on already.
I wish you hadn't said that, because I hadn't thought of that.
Oh.
So I'm going to pretend like I didn't hear it.
Yes, you didn't hear me say that.
They do strange things. You know, they sent one girl on our show upstairs to have milk and cookies one afternoon, and she came back 4 years later. That's mysterious.
She fell in the batter.
Or she's very fat.
Yes.
She's very fat.
Jerry originated this character, and I think it would be hard for him to watch somebody else do it, because he really has put a lot into it. So I would say that he'd like to be killed.
Like to be killed. Okay. Can you imagine someone tuning in late? I always think of that.
He'd like to be killed.
And they see you say, I think Jerry'd like to be killed. Well, Virginia, I can help them out if they want. Okay, here he comes. Jerry, how would you like to leave your show?
Well, firstly, the last one, to be killed, most of my work dies anyway, so that wouldn't be interesting to do. Moving away is boring. And if Deborah really knows that I'm such a egomaniac, I would really love to do just what my wife does in the show. The first one, disappear mysteriously.
Disappear mysteriously. I'm sorry, sir. And now Deborah could kill you for that.
For that.
Because that's what she said you would like. You would like to die.
Right.
You're going to love it.
Disappear mysteriously
Now
is
he's
interesting
gonna
too,
die.
because that gives you a life that goes on.
Right.
Okay, sorry about that. That's not what she said. Meg, how would Frank like to go?
Well, I think Frank would like to be killed too.
You do?
Yes, because I think that and I agree, he's just irreplaceable, you know? And I think that's what he'll say.
Yeah.
He originated his character as well.
Yeah, okay. And that's
special.
important.
Yeah, it is
Yeah, if
special.
you originate a character, then that it should go and come and go with you, you think, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here he comes. Frank,
Yes.
you're going to leave. It's over.
Yeah.
How are you going to do it?
Well,
You know, I can't think of anything more boring than moving away, so I certainly would be interested in that. And the thing is, I love my character, so if I was leaving, I think that he just is too interesting to have permanently gone in case we could bring him back with somebody else, or I could play him again sometime, so I'd want him to disappear mysteriously.
No, that's not. That's what both you and Jerry said. Lesley and Bill get the whole thing for the blue section to start things off. They still haven't missed. I don't believe it.
I don't believe
We'll
it.
come back in a minute with question number 2 and find out if they'll ever miss one. Don't go away.
Your hands sweat, your legs ache, your heart pounds as you race to victory. And all this for an inflatable banana. Supermarket Sweep. Tonight at 8 on Buzzer.
Hi, I'm Johnny Bench. After a Hall of Fame career, it's no wonder why I use Blue Emu Arthritis Cream. Blue Emu's non-greasy, deep-penetrating formula gets down deep into those joints for big-time pain relief. Blue Emu, it works fast and you won't stink.
We were looking for interior design and we came across Monty. Working with our designer was really seamless. It was very easy to make the room what I wanted.
I didn't think that we could have a house like out of a magazine.
This is exactly what I want to come home to.
Full, beautiful.
Question number 2. Nobody has any money except you know who. Men, you're sitting on a bench in the park. A well-dressed man sits down next to you. He opens his attaché case, and it is filled with cash. He tells you he's a retired millionaire and invites you to reach in and take a fistful of money. Would you do it? Yes or no? Bye. Could be a total crackpot. You could be on candid camera. I mean, who knows? Or maybe the guy really is an eccentric and says, help yourself to the money. What do you think? There's a little problem here. What will Jerry say, Debra? Right, thank you. Let's bring Jerry on now. And
Jerry will take the money.
you think he'll take a fistful?
Think so?
Yeah?
Well, at least they're on my side.
He wouldn't be suspicious? I mean, why would a guy say reach in and take a handful? It's a handful of money.
What trouble could he get into?
He could close the case on his hand.
So he's got an owie, but he's got a lot of money.
Okay, you're going to say, sure, he'll take it.
Well, yeah, it's just this person that sits on the bench, right?
Yeah.
And he opens the money and says, take some.
Yeah, have a fistful. I'm a retired millionaire. Take some.
Sure, okay, fine, thank you.
Okay, here he comes. Jerry, what will you do?
Oh, what a wonderful question. First, I'd be nervous if a well-dressed man sat down next to me in a park. That would make me very nervous. I'd have to check that one out first. However, being a game one who's lived it every day one at a time, and he opened it up and said, take a shot, I'd probably be nuts enough to say yes and go for it.
You got it. That's right.
Hello, baby Debbie.
Somebody else got one right.
Yay.
All right, Dolly, look out, look out. Meg, what will Frank do?
Well, now I'm operating under the assumption that it's Central Park that we're talking about.
Yes, that's
Seeing as we're both New Yorkers. And I don't think that he would do that in Central Park.
Yeah. He's got to figure some kind of trick or a trap or
Yeah, that's like inbred now that you're a New Yorker. Right. Yeah, I don't know if he'd take it.
Can you imagine if the guy mugged you, how you'd explain that to the police? Well, this guy came up, he was well-dressed, and had a suitcase full of money and said, please take some. So I did. And he hit me on the head. Get out of here. All right. You're going to say he would not do it.
Yeah.
All right. Here he comes. Frank, what will you do? There you are, sitting on the bench, well-dressed fellow, comes along.
Well, it's such a strange situation that I think that it would cause more problems than it would solve to get a wad of money from that guy, and I would say no.
That's right. You got it. Nicely done. That's tough. Okay. Lesley, this is the moment of truth.
Whammy.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Now, who is this? You started out the thing saying nobody has the money except you know who.
No, I meant that you had all the money at the beginning here, and they didn't have any yet. That's all I meant.
So this man is sitting in the park, and he has a briefcase full of money, and Billy sits next to him.
No, he sits next to Bill.
He sits next to Bill, and he opens up the briefcase, and he says, I'm a millionaire.
I'm
Go
retired,
ahead.
and so open
Go
up
ahead.
and take a handful.
It's your money.
Take a fistful of money. Would he do it, yes or no?
I can hear him back there.
The tension
This is the
mounts.
only hard question you've asked me.
Oh, thank God we got one.
Hallelujah, madam. Wonders never cease.
No,
He's not going to do it.
no.
All right, he's going to say no. She's gotten the message. And I believe she has gotten the message. I don't know how. Here he comes. Bill, you know your choice. You're sitting on the bench. He comes up, sits next to you with the cash, opens the briefcase. Take a fistful. What will you do?
Well, Bert, if you read my contract here at CBS, there would be no question. I would take 2 fists full of money.
No, that's not what she said. They missed the question. I can't believe it. Deb and Jerry and Megan Frank are right. Split in half. It's halftime, ladies. Step over here. We'll bring the guys out front and continue. There is joy in Mudville, or in the banana section at least. We'll see in a minute. I'll go away.
Answer question.
Which one of these products do you think is on sale?
It's higher than the 5. You get the square.
Today's one.
We've changed places after halftime. It's getting rowdy here. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. When you're gone, we have a good time, let me tell you. That's why you should come down here. All right, ladies, listen to this. You're visiting neighbors, and you see a high-powered telescope on their terrace. You ask what they look at through the telescope, and they say, mostly the neighbors. You are one of the neighbors. Would you ask them to stop looking at you, yes or no? Okay, goodbye. How seriously do you take the question? I mean, they say, oh, we look at the neighbors, they, you know. Would you be offended enough to speak up? I don't know. Let's find out. Frank, what will Meg say in a case like that?
You have a weird neighborhood where all these things.
Garbage can.
Genie on one side.
That's
and
true.
The neighbors with the telescope and the garbage can and the limousines. Well, let's see. I think that, I suppose Meg would have to ask them to not use it on her house. Yes, she would. I guess.
She would. She'd speak up and say, don't point that thing at me.
She's never been bashful. No, it's not one of her big characteristics.
Yeah, well.
So she'll say it.
Okay, here she
She'll
comes.
say,
Meg, what would you do about the telescope?
Do you know this is a true-to-life situation? Isn't that horrible? But there is a man across the street who he has a telescope and everything, honest to God. Anyway, what I did was I bought shades and I painted an obscene symbol on the other side.
Yeah, and boy, and let me tell you how angry I am about it, too.
Of course I would say something. That's ridiculous. Yes, no.
Because they haven't invented one that goes through shades yet, and I'm, oh, yes.
So, yeah, the answer is, of course I would ask him to stop looking at me.
That's what the man said. You're right. Now, you're visiting neighbors, so we assume, Bill, that they're friends. I mean, obviously, you wouldn't be visiting them if they were not people she was acquainted with and knew and so forth and so on. She innocently asks about the telescope, and I say, oh, we look at the neighbors. It may be done in jest, or partly in jest. Do you think she would speak up, or do you think she'd think it was kind of funny and not say too much about it?
Well, I'm going to take a chance with this one. I think Lesley might just put on a show. And in that show, they'd get the hint that they should no longer watch.
They'd get the hint.
But I don't think that she would say, don't do it. I think that she'd prove it to them not to do it.
Yeah, she'll show them.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's what they're hoping for, of course.
Yeah.
You know that. Okay, but she's not going to tell him not to.
I don't think so.
All right, here she comes. Lesley, it's up to you now.
Well, probably, no doubt, it would depend on what they look like, but I would think I'd say no.
You'd say what?
No, it's okay.
You would not tell him not to look.
Right.
That's what he said.
Yes,
I don't believe it.
All right,
Okay, Lesley, we're back again.
Incredible. 19 of 20 they've gotten. Unbelievable. What will Debra say, Jerry?
God. Well, Debra is a very private person, except in public. I'll mail it. Anyway, I really think she's a free spirit, and she's a lot of that, but she would probably just bluntly, sophisticatedly, nicely tell him, do not do that to her window or whatever.
The answer is no. I mean, yes, she will. Would you tell him? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
Here she comes. Debra, what will you do?
That's a lot of nerve. You know, the least they could do is lie to me, and so that I didn't feel funny when I was walking around in my house. I would ask them not to look at me.
That's what the man said. Everybody was right. My gosh, it's still close. But Lesley and Bill still in the lead. We split it 3 ways. Still very close. We'll come back with a $300 question. That will decide it for the week. Don't go away.
Best.
How we do here. Ladies, what one thing can make you look youngest? Changing your hairstyle, changing your makeup, or changing your clothing? Which one makes you look youngest? And this is interesting for Lesley because she's playing a 16-year-old on the show. So we'll see how she handles that. Goodbye, ladies. We're going to start with Debra. And this has nothing to do with the show, of course. I mean, it could be whatever.
Yes. Well,
but maybe for a role of some kind?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Hairstyle, makeup, or clothing?
I really, really think about that one. Clothing does a great deal for a man, I think, much more than a woman when you wear a suit as opposed to sport clothes. I really think hair has a great change of look.
Think
and
so?
I've seen it in Debra lots, when she wears it wild and she looks younger and changes her look. I would absolutely say hair first. Yep.
Hair.
That's it.
Okay. Here she comes.
Better say it right.
Debra, we're really down to it now. This one's worth $300, of course, and this will decide it. What do you think?
I hope he's talking about me personally and not my character. I mean, I hope he's thinking that way. My hair is just sort of there, and I don't wear any makeup. And I think usually people say I look like a little girl when I have like on a sweatshirt and a pair of jeans or something.
So you'll say clothing. He said hair. Your hair is just there?
Well...
You have wonderful hair.
But I don't do this.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'm sorry. Not what he said, Frank. Now listen,
shoot.
this is it. This is for the game, Frank. You gotta tense up here.
Well, now Meg just got a permanent, just in the last couple of weeks, a miracle for the character in the show. As you ladies know, if you're pregnant, you can't get a permanent. I just learned that.
Wait a minute. She's pregnant in the show.
The character got they both did together. They got a permanent. But her character's pregnant, so it wouldn't take, somebody told me on the way in. Is that true, ladies?
I never heard that before.
But that doesn't really matter because I think that she'll say clothes because she hates dressing anything that makes her look too young or too old. She thinks it changes the way she looks a lot. I think Meg will be very focused on clothes. I think that is what does it. Old or young.
Clothes for her.
Yeah.
Let's get back to this pregnant thing.
Yeah. It's true, isn't it? It is true, right?
Yes. They're all saying yes. But she's pregnant in the show, but not in real life.
No, I don't believe so.
You don't think so?
No, I'm sure not. No.
But you're not real sure.
Oh, no, I'm very sure.
Because you'd have noticed her clothes would have changed by now.
Yes,
She'd
that's
be,
right.
Yeah.
That her clothes would have changed.
Here she comes now. Meg, we're really getting down to it. This is very important. What do you think is the one thing that can make you look youngest?
I think it's the clothing.
That's right. Good. All right, now we've set it up. Oh, boy. If Meg and Frank, they've got it right. If you miss it, they're going to win. And this would be only the second miss for you for the entire week. What do you think?
Well... I think age has nothing to do with hair, makeup, or clothing. It's totally an attitude, and since that is not on the list, I'm going to go with clothing. I'm going to think, I've seen Lesley look...
Yeah.
I can't say that. She'd get angry.
Oh.
Clothing.
Clothing. Definitely.
Safe.
Clothing. Very safe. Nice way to say it. You did it good. Here she comes. Lesley, this will decide the game, your answer, because if you miss it, Meg and Frank will win. And we want to see how you do on your record for the week. which is the one thing that can make you look youngest?
Well, hairstyle is irrelevant. That wouldn't make any difference, or very little difference. It's a hard question for me, but I think that it is when I wear no makeup at all, I look very young.
He said clothes. I'm sorry, Megan Frank did it right. Get the whole $300. Time is up, and the red section wins it. We'll come back in a moment. I can't believe they missed one. Don't go away. See you in a second. $425. Thank you all for being with us this week. It's been great. And thank you for watching us on Tattletales, Bird Council, and I'll see you the next time right here. Bye.
This is Johnny Olson speaking for Tattletales, a Mark Goodson, Bill Topman production.